Okay, starting off with gold, we can clearly see that we had a nice week last week. We saw that dollar strength flow out of the dollar back into the sacred and gold, come into back into the dollar and flow out of the dollar again on Friday. Go to the daily, we can see that more in depth. As you can see that we had some strength, just indecisive for me, really indecisive right there. Dollar loses some strength, gains a crazy amount of strength, loses some strength again. What do I take from that? Well, what I can see first of all is a nice head and shoulders. What we had playing out there, you can see the left shoulder, the neckline, the head, and the right shoulder. The neckline just right there. And as you can see, a nice retest is happening right now. And the 4 hour, pretty much the same thing. We came into 1855, just missed it by 80 pips or no, yeah, 80 pips. And what does 8 pips, I mean, my bad. What does that mean for us? Well, easy. It shows that NFP disappointed. That dollar strength was coming nice from the ADP, nice figures. NFP disappoints us. Now the question is, are the dollar bulls strong enough to bring us back to 1850, or will we see 1920? 1850 or 1920, or will we see 1870, a bounce off of that 1850, or will we see a continuation of this downtrend? Because I consider this a structure level right there. And this as well. This one too, that structure level that we broke. Let us see. Looking at GJ, what could we see on this pair? Well, go to the weekly. What did we see? Easy. We saw a nice bearish week month for the pound. Week for the pound. Week. Yeah, nice. What does that mean? Easy. Weekly, we fell from the highs of 156. Actually, never retested that. On the daily, did retest it quite a bit. So two taps on 156 and we drew back. And then on this week, we had the inside bar follow through on that retest, that inside bar right there that we saw on both the 8 hour and the 4 hour right there. Nice bearish engulfing, took it slow, retested that bearish engulfing. So we bounced from 154.7, this nice level of support. Now, double top, nice retest right there. A lot of dojis telling you something. Doji. Had that follow through Friday, but I do believe if it wasn't Friday, we would have completed. But this right here was actually completion of that. Not bad. What can we expect? 154.5. If we see that, then I need to see a retest of 155 to take this lower. But for me personally, we're still bullish until we break this support, 153. We're still bullish. The pound has slowed down. Like it's no longer crazy like that, but we're still bullish. The dollar is seeing signs, but the yen, I don't know. The yen, we have to start research about that because we need to know everything. Now, on this pair, you can see the weekly big old indecisive. What are we still doing? Consolidation. Consolidation, as you can see, these highs are not being breached too crazy. You can see we had that bullish, nice shooting star out of the highs of 1.425. Tells us that that is an extremely strong level that we can watch to sell from again if we ever get there. 1.425 swiftly brought us back down Had a nice doji, retested 1.42 again, dropped down on Friday. That dollar weakness got us to 1.42, but the dollar did take back some of those highs, and now we can see the dollar kind of on the front foot. We'll see how that plays out. Look at it on the 8 hour. What I like about this is on the 8 hour, where we can see we are still consolidating. Had a nice push to 1.425 started the week, but nothing too significant out of this range, especially on the upper boundary. On the lower boundary, we stopped at 1.41, came back to 1.42. I would call this not a stop hunt, but just taking out all those traders who had stops tucked below there and then see the market coming up. We were too greedy to take some profit money off the table, took those stops off, went back to 1.42, and now you can see that rejection from 1.42. The 4 hour time frame, what does it look like? It looks like we're still in consolidation, but we did make a higher high there. Then we made a lower low, lower high, equal highs in my estimation, or you can say, look at the fine details of that. That's clearly a lower high. So lower high, do we make a lower low? Do we bounce off of this back into 1.425? So our question, do we see 1.403 first or 1.425? If we look at the range of this, I'm just gonna take this. Oh, no, I didn't click that. Take this right here to there. We just clone that. Just put that down there. You can see that nicely beats us into 1.4. And if we, of course, clone that, we just use this one actually. Just put it in there. You can see it nicely leads us into where? 1.43. So let's see what happens this week, and personally that's my thoughts on these pairs. Just waiting to see what it presents us with. I do favor the dollar bulls right now. As if we look at the dollar index real quick, I do favor the dollar bulls. Of course, this was a crazy move, but even if we are to bounce off of this, I do need some kind of retracement scene before we can head lower. Because on the daily, is we are still in a downtrend. But there's a lot of money, as Marcus says. There's a lot of money here, and this could be the start of something big. I don't know, nice double bottom after this, bring in the dollar economy skyrocketing back into 102.5, the grand fall for COVID right there. We'll see. We don't know. Just gotta watch the dollar because the forex market is simply all about the dollar.